สวัสดีค่ะเพื่อนๆพี่ๆและ FC ทุกท่านพบกับพิกแอนดาเช่นเคยนะคะวันนี้เรามีวิธีทำสเต็กนะคะง่ายๆโดยให้คุณพิกเป็นคนบรรยายนะคะรับชมกันเลยค่ะ
Hi there, Pete here from Pete&Da Macintosh family. Today I'm going to cook you a nice piece of steak, very simple. First of all, we're going to do the potatoes. So we're going to boil those and add a little bit of salt to the water and boil those for about 7 minutes. Then we remove them in the bowl and we add a little bit of butter and milk, about a tablespoon of each, and mash the potatoes. Give them a good old mash so there's no hard lumps left in there. Make it nice and smooth. It's looking nice. We're now going to cook the vegetables and in a little bit of butter and put aside, ready to cook the steak. Now we're about to start the steak, so we add a little knob of butter to the hot pan and we'll add the piece of steak in there to the sizzling hot pan. And we're going to cook that for around about 4.5 minutes on one side, and we'll then turn it over and cook on 4.5 minutes on the other side. We're now going to turn the steak to the other side and cook for that 4.5 minutes that I've already told you. It's smelling pretty good at this stage. It's well on its way. Okay, so the steak is now done and we're going to remove that from the pan and leave that aside on the plate next to the vegetables and potato. We're going to put the pan back on the heat, reduce the heat slightly, and then we're going to put a little bit of water in the pan to bring up the liquid, and we're going to add the gravy mix to the pan to make the gravy for the steak. And we're going to add around about a tablespoon of the mix to the gravy, to the water, and continue to mix that until it goes slightly thick, and keep it on the heat. Okay, so that's completed the gravy. We're now going to add it to the steak, the lovely gravy mix. Oh, that's smelling really nice. Pour that all over. Oh, wow, look at that. Pour it all over the potato and the meat. Oh, now I'm getting hungry. That's making me real hungry. Time to eat.